Welcome to the Discount Property Investor Podcast, where we show you how to buy real estate at a discount so you can create wealth over time and income today. Our mission is to share what we have learned from the experience of others and help you make more money investing like a pro. We want to teach you how to create wealth by investing in real estate, the Discount Property Investor way. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, guys, welcome back. Episode 10, Discount Property Investor Podcast. I am your host, David Dodge, with co-host Mike Slane. And in this episode, we are going to talk about everything you need to know to wholesale. So in the previous 9 episodes, we've talked about a ton of information. Mike, you want to do a quick recap of what we have covered in the previous 9?
Absolutely. So in the first episode, we gave you guys a brief introduction to the Discount Property Investor team, which is David, me, and our 2 partners. We then wanted to get into basically what our plan was for the podcast, so we mentioned that as well. And in that, we started in episode 2 with what is wholesaling. So we just kind of gave a definition of it, a brief example, kind of what wholesaling is. From there, the when, where, and whys of wholesaling. So basically, obviously answering all those questions for you, hopefully presenting it in a way that makes sense to you. And also, really, the main thing I want to hit on is that why part. Is you've got to find your why to drive your passion. If you're working a job right now full time, you got to do this wholesaling on the side. You've got to be passionate about it, and you've got to find that why. So it's extremely important.
Find it, define it. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. So episode, I think it was number 4, we talked about marketing to sellers. So you've got to find some motivated sellers in this business. You are in the business of marketing. And we talked about some different strategies for that. The next thing is, once you are talking to sellers on the phone, you've got to make offers. So that was our next episode. Following that is the contracts. If you're making offers, you've got to be familiar with your contract. Sometimes you're going to be the expert. So you've got to know how to help your seller with the contract, explain things to them. We also have the episode on selling your properties. So in wholesaling, your properties are your inventory, and once you get it under contract, you've got to sell it fast. Otherwise, you're going to have to close on it. So that's really important.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get it under contract, you've done 40% of the work. You've got to get that property sold and then get it to the title company, which is the next part, which is closing the sale. So episode 8, we talked about closings. Different types of closings, how to bring that to the title companies, how to find a title company, all that stuff. And in the previous episode, David and I shared with you some case studies. I talked about my most recent wholesale transaction. Dave had actually talked about his first wholesale transaction. So a bunch of good stuff. So the reason for today's podcast, though, is we really want to encourage you to get started. I mean, I think that's the overarching goal, is that we've laid out all this information for you in the podcast, and now we've actually got the free wholesale course, and that I'm super excited about it. I know Dave is too.
Oh man, this is awesome, guys. So we have spent a ton of time and on our own money to put together the free wholesale course for you all, and all of the previous content that Mike just recapped on from these episodes is laid out in the free wholesale course, as well as a ton of other additional information in there. So we invite you, and we've said this several times in the previous episodes, check out freewholesalecourse.com. But we invite you to come check out the course. It is free to create a user account and log in. And the course is laid out in a very, very easy to use layout. And it's a step-by-step course. The process is very simple. It consists of video modules of me and Mike, talking about each individual step. We want to keep this very, very simple. There's also tons of content in there. We have contracts and calculators that you can actually download in the course for free. And then we have
download and use in your business.
And use.
I mean,
absolutely.
The whole point of this was to make it easy for you to get started. Mm-hmm. I feel like as I've done progressed in my wholesaling career, and Dave, you as well, I've seen a lot of the free content that's out there, and a lot of it's really good. You can find videos on stuff on YouTube and other places, but it's not all put together and packaged up for you in an easy, usable way.
That's the biggest problem.
That what I think is kind of the problem we were trying to solve and address with the free wholesale course. So that's there for you.
Yeah, it's there. It's downloadable. And again, we want you guys to use this stuff. If you want to modify it, by all means, do what you want to do. The whole purpose of the free course is we don't want you guys to make the same mistakes that Mike and myself made in the beginning. We want to, give you all the content in the nicest, easiest layout.
Absolutely.
So Mike, let me ask you a question real quick while we're on this topic. When you first started wholesaling, you dove into, educating yourself, watching videos, reading books, listening to podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
How long did it take you from the day that you found your why to the day you got paid on your first transaction?
Well, I think I mentioned it in the past episodes. If I didn't, I'm happy to share that. So I quit my job before I'd ever done a wholesale transaction. I knew I was going to wholesale. I knew this is what I was going to do. I quit my job, and it took me 6 months before I actually closed a deal. So again, I was doing it. I was fumbling around. I was doing this and that, but it wasn't. It was difficult.
It probably took me between 3 and 4 months. Yeah. And that was me every day without an income. I didn't have another job.
It's crazy.
I was watching video after video after video after video.
What's funny
books.
For me to learn that about Dave, because I know, obviously working with Dave day in and day out, is that he works 12, 15, 18-hour days, it seems like. I can't keep up with the guy. It's relentless. So to hear that it took him 3 or 4 months.
Oh, it did. It took me a long time. But the problem wasn't that I didn't have the information. Because looking back, after about 3 or 4 days of doing my research, I knew what I needed to do. All the things that I needed to know were there. But they weren't laid out in a nice, easy layout for me to follow step by step. So that's kind of one of the major reasons that we put this course together, is because those people that are in, we like to call analysis paralysis mode, they have all the information, they just don't know how to put it together in the nice, easy way. So that's the main reason that we put this course together. Sure. We have a passion for wholesaling. We have a passion, to help other people and to teach and also coach. And again, that's why we put this together. So we want you guys to check it out. We encourage you guys to check it out. It is an awesome course. Mike, you want to touch on some of the course curriculum, some of the modules real quick? Obviously, we don't want to break down every little piece because we want you guys to go check this out.
Yeah, and give us feedback too. We're always looking for feedback on it. Hopefully, we can improve it, make it better. That's obviously what our whole goal is, to share this information with everyone. So I think one of the things that I want to touch about in the program, and we already talked about downloadable stuff, is we've given you a downloadable contract that you can use in your business as a PDF, but we also give you the Word document.
We did.
So that you can edit it, because that's that was one of my biggest struggles. Is I could always find it and then like, I guess I'll retype it or whatever. Because you want your spin on it, or you want your out clause because you heard this from someone else, and that's the most important thing. Or in your market, like that could be something you need on the contract.
Same thing with the calculator. It's an
exactly.
Excel.
So we've got a calculator to help you make offers, which is awesome. So you can download it and you can edit it to fit your needs.
Yeah, if you don't like the way it looks, or you don't like the way it's operating, modify it, change it, do it your way. But it's a great start, guys. So you can use those in your own business. But the main reason is it took Mike 5-6 months, it took me 3-4 months. We don't want you guys to have that same hardship that we face. I'm
super jealous of people who come out.
Oh, and man, having this would be great if I could do this from day one. It would be amazing. So, but what we're kind of wanting you to do is we want you guys to do your first deal in the first month. 2 to 3 weeks would be amazing. I think it's very possible for you to do your first deal within 30 days.
Yeah,
absolutely.
30 days is a go-getter for sure. Because again, one of the things with real estate is you get a property under contract, then you've got the title work, and there's a time period. So that's another thing in our business. We're trying to shorten that time period. But again, it does take time. It's not like once you get it under contract, once you've got it sold, it's done.
Sure.
You still have to get it to the closing line,
absolutely,
or to the closing table, to the finish line. So to get it done in 30 days, that means you're basically, you'd have something under contract in 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
And there's no reason you can't.
There's no reason you can't, because the reason that we put the course together is also, get out there, get marketing. Don't forget, guys, you are in the marketing business. Real estate just so happens to be, the product that you are buying and selling. But you're not really in real estate. You're really in marketing. Don't forget that. It's very important. So, one of the things that we highlight in the course is that you need to start marketing today. You need to have a marketing budget, and you need to get that, those mailers out, those bandit signs up, whatever you want to do to generate leads. You got to start immediately.
And I think we've said on the marketing episode is you do need a marketing budget, but if your marketing budget is $0 to start, that's okay. You can start posting
ads
online.
Yeah, that's true.
And then reinvest back.
You may not need to have a marketing budget that's all money. You could also do it with sweat equity and your time, exactly. But you still have to have
that is again, but it's just a different way to think about it. Your marketing budget is 1 hour a night of posting Craigslist ads and calling and stuff like that. I mean, that's the reason, again, back to the finding your why. You've got to do that. So we've got everything, again, laid out. I think it's in a great order.
Yeah, let's touch on that real quick. So, the first module is just going to be a little welcome video by us. And then we just kind of break down what is wholesaling. So, again, in the previous podcast episodes, we've talked about, what is wholesaling, and that's going to be module 1. Module 2, we're going to really break down the motivated seller aspect of it. So, again, we're using really creative software called mind mapping. And it's
we didn't even talk about mind maps.
We didn't talk about mind mapping. It's awesome software. You can click through it, and it just lays everything out in such an easy to understand, step-by-step form.
Layout. When it's visual, it's just super easy to use. You can, they're great.
Check it out. It's really, really awesome. So we have those. We have some videos. We have some content in there as well. And then number 3, module 3 would be making offers. Same scenario. Tons of videos. We have some videos actually about how to use Zillow to pull comps. If you are not an agent and you don't have access to the MLS, that doesn't mean you can't do this business. There's tons of free, websites out there. Trulia, Zillow, Redfin, and there's even more. There's tons of them out there. You can use all those. You can figure out what properties are selling for in the area, and you can figure out what the comps are. So we have a video in there about that, and then again we have offer calculators. It's awesome. Module 4, using contracts to purchase. Again, we have that free contract, the PDF and the Word doc.
Yep.
Super, super awesome. Module 5, Mike, take over here. Marketing properties to investors.
So marketing property to investors, we've got, there's a mind map in that one as well. Basically kind of a marketing campaign layout for you. I mean, so you're ready to go. I mean, do this, this, and this. It's all in that mind map ready for you to go. There's also the, like a Word document kind of goes over specifics of this is what you should do, this is what you should do. Not necessarily specific, but it gives you guidance. Again, because you've got to figure out what's working in your area as well. The next module is closing deals. So we talk a little bit about different ways to close the deal, as well as provide you with an assignment contract. So you've got the purchase contract up front in the beginning of the series. You can use that as a sales contract as well, same contract, or you can assign it. So it's whether you're doing that double close or the assignment. So we got the closing the deal module, and the last one, then we kind of recap everything, and there's a mind map in there, kind of shows the entire process from start to finish, and really just a sincere thank you to you guys.
That's one of my favorite mind maps that we've created was the recap mind map, because it starts in the beginning, and it says you need to do this today, and then tomorrow you need to do this, and then so on and so forth. And as you progress through the steps of wholesaling, it has the next step right there. It's jam-packed with information.
And there's a reason we put that one at the end though too. You've got to do step A first, step B, because that one, if you start with that, it's a little overwhelming in my opinion. Or
Absolutely.
Could be. So start with step 1 and just kind of work your way through it. And I think you guys are going to do great. I'm super excited. Please visit freewholesalecourse.com and let us know what you guys think. Like I said, it's totally free. Just really asking you guys to go check it out. And,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
At the very bottom of the course, there is a discussion forum. So if you have some time and you check out the course, we would really appreciate some feedback. We want to continue building on this course and adding more and more additional free content, provide more and more value, to our listeners, our subscribers, our viewers, and of course our students. So please leave some feedback, leave some comments in there. And if you guys are looking for more, after you take the free wholesale course, we do have additional courses. We have the Discount Property University, which is actually a paid course. So you can check that out on freewholesalecourse.com. There's a link at the bottom that will link you over to that. And that really just takes the free course and it just puts it on steroids. So the free course probably is going to take you maybe just a couple hours to get through. The university course is going to take you, a couple
much longer
days to get through. However, I mean, you would be considered a pro, an expert, because everything that we do in our business
is in there.
Is in the university level course. Everything. And the greatest part about that is, we have some great technology here, some great cameras. I just bought some new microphones for us actually yesterday. So we're going to be, showing behind the scenes of our business, how Mike and Dave are sending their offers, how Mike and Dave are doing their mailing campaigns, where are they going, what do their letters look like, how are we working with VAs, where to find VAs, how to train your VAs.
Yeah,
what we actually use to train them, what we have them do, where to start with that process.
I think the difference between the free wholesale course and getting started and then the university is really, at least my plan, and I think you said it, was we want to show you how to make wholesaling a business. I mean, how to make turn that into your business, not just a kind of a side project or a day job or a part-time job.
Yeah, because a lot of people, when they start doing it, it's kind of the double-edged sword. They get into wholesaling or they get into real estate in general because they want to have freedom. However, they end up going from an 8 or 9 hour a day job to a 10 or 12 hour a day work schedule grind. Going from their secure 9-to-5 job into being an entrepreneur in real estate, but they've literally added 40 or 50% more work. So it's kind of like, whoa, what's going on here? Why did I just make this shift to try to eventually work less, but I'm working so much more now. So again, in the university level course, the reason that we have so much more in there is because it's not just about wholesaling.
Right.
It's about building a business, putting together a team, and hiring some virtual assistants as well to help you. So that way you can actually make more money and work less. The last thing I want to touch on in this episode, guys, is coaching. So Mike and myself and our two partners, Bill and Ray, who you've met in previous episodes, we do offer a coaching program and a mentorship program. I don't want to get into too much detail about that program, and the reason is because we are going to continue to provide value with that program. So I don't want to lay out the specifics of it today because in a week from now or a month from now, it may be a totally different program. But on the freewholesalecourse.com, we have a ton of information on there, as well as a form that you can fill out to get more information or even schedule a call with myself or Mike if you are interested in getting some information or talking to us about our coaching program, getting prices and all that information. So on the free wholesale course, there is a form on there. Fill it out. You can schedule a call with myself or Mike. And as always, if you want to reach out to Mike or myself, it's David at discountpropertyinvestor.com. Mike
at discountpropertyinvestor.com.
Yep.
So again, guys, visit. Your action item, I think, for this episode, we just ask you, please go visit freewholesalecourse.com and let us know what you think of it. That's the main thing is I want to know if we've put out a good product. I'm super excited. I think it's awesome.
And there's no catch here, guys.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have paid courses and we offer coaching, but you don't have to do any of that. We are giving away a free course that we've spent weeks working on, tons of money, tons of time. And, we want to do this to provide value. So if we can pick up, value from you all in return down the road, then we're happy with that. But today, go check it out.
I'm also happy about the course because I can, if when my mom or dad say, hey, what do you do again? And go to freewholesalecourse.com.
Right. Check it out.
Nobody
be a lot easier.
Nobody
to explain.
understands it. So
That's
this
right.
is a great way to kind of put that together.
Well, guys, thanks for listening today. We really appreciate your listens and your views. Leave us a review if you don't mind on online on YouTube on iTunes or Stitcher. Help us reach a wider audience. And get our free course out to the world. We want to share it with everybody, and we want to provide as much value as we possibly can. So thanks again for tuning in today, guys. Mike, you want to close us out with a quote?
Sure. We'll wrap it up with a good plan executed now is better than a perfect plan next week. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Discount Property Investor Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe to help us reach a wider audience. We would also appreciate it if you left us a review on iTunes or Stitcher. Thanks in advance for your support. And remember, you make your money when you buy and get paid when you sell. Now let's go build some wealth.